Greetings. I would like to welcome you again to Flutter Learn. In this presentation, we shall talk about Dart. Dart is a simple and a powerful language which is in its nature compiled to be efficient with everybody's own JavaScript. And if you're wondering, yes, Flutter works on Dart through and through. Dart was originally developed by Google. After a lot of experiments, the Google team found Dart to be faster, smoother, and pretty efficient to be used for developing applications, websites, and also server-side applications and scripts. It is an object-oriented language, just like C++ and Java, which means that every app is built with the main function as the starting point. It also supports top-level functions. Our main focus of learning would be the Flutter framework, which uses Dart as its primary language. Now, what makes Dart so versatile is the fact that it compiles in its own format, but also transcompiles into JavaScript, which is readable by most devices. So Dart can be used to make cross-platform mobile applications, web applications using Angular Dart, and command line applications or server-side applications. Now, Dart is not just a programming language. It holds much more than that. It includes libraries, tools, a standalone Dart VM, and compiler to JavaScript. One does not need anything extra to support it. It's all in a single Dart SDK. Dart VM allows code to run in a command line interface environment. As the language tools included in the Dart SDK are written mostly in Dart, the standalone Dart VM is a critical part of the SDK, about which we shall discuss shortly. Now, Dart ships with a complete standard libraries, allowing users to write fully working system apps, such as custom web servers. The following are the libraries provided by the Dart team by default, but other third-party libraries are available too. Let's take a look at them one by one. The first library that we deal with is the Dart Core library that provides a small but critical set of built-in functionality to Dart. This library is automatically imported into every Dart program and includes numbers, collections, strings, etc. Next up is Dart Async that provides asynchronous programming which generally uses callback functions. Dart also provides alternatives for callback functions, so to say, using future and streams, which will be discussed in future videos. Moving on to Dart Math, which provides a common mathematical and trigonometric functionality such as sine and cosine, maximum and minimum, and constants such as pi, exponentials, etc. Most of the functionality in the math library is implemented as top-level functions. Dart Convert has converters for JSON and UTF-8 format data, as well as support for creating additional customized converters. Dart IO provides APIs to deal with files, directories, processes, sockets, web sockets, and HTTP clients and servers. That's it. Dart HTML is a library that enables programming for browsers. It can allow manipulation of objects and elements in DOM and gives access to HTML5 APIs. Finally, Dart UI exposes the lowest level services that Flutter frameworks use to bootstrap applications, such as classes for driving the input, graphics text, layout, and rendering subsystems. Let's talk a bit about the tools that Dart includes. The Dart SDK is a necessity for web development as well as scripting and server-side application development. For mobile developers, Dart comes as a package within Flutter, which means that downloading and setting up Flutter should be enough to get you started. IDEs and editors that support Dart are Android Studio, VS Code, and IntelliJ. Note that Atom, Vim, and Emacs are not supported by Dart officially, but are available as open source plugins. The Dartpad is an online Dart compiler which lets you play around with Dart. The link is in the description below, so please go ahead and check it out. There are also certain command line tools in Dart. A pub package manager helps in managing packages and distributes them through the different repositories. A static analyzer evaluates and reports any errors or warnings in your code. And a code formatter formats your code following the recommendations of the Dart style guide. To run command line apps such as server-side scripts, programs, and servers, the Dart VM borrowed many ideas from the JavaScript VM used by Chrome called V8. But the browsers actively rejected it, reasons being size and concerns similar to the JavaScript VM. It is important to know that the Dart VM works in the background during the process of application building. It runs in two basic modes. The first one is JIT. JIT, which is an acronym for Just in Time, is a mode that is used for dynamically loading Dart source, parsing it, and compiling it to native machine code on the fly to execute it. This mode is used when you develop your app, and it provides features such as debugging, hot reload, etc. AOT, which is an acronym for Ahead of Time, is a mode that is used to support loading and execution of pre-compiled machine code. It does not support dynamic loading, parsing, or compilation. It is mainly used in deployed apps. The Dart VM is included in Dart SDK itself. So to use it, all you have to do is type $dart followed by the location of the file in the system, which you can see on the screen at the moment. It also includes observatory options like enable asserts, which is an assert statement that checks a Boolean condition and raises an exception if the condition is false. It can be used as $dart enable asserts test.dart. An important point to note in Dart VM is that it cannot be used for mobile applications or web applications. Talking about compiler to JS, the Dart code is compiled into JavaScript using Dart2JS or Dart dev C compiler, which are included in Dart. Using Dart2JS, a user can compile a Dart file by converting it into JavaScript format. Dart dev C lets you run and debug your Dart web app in any modern web browser and is used for development by Dart. Note that Dart dev C compiler is only for development. Dart2JS is used only for deployment. Now, some of the most prominent features of Dart is that Dart makes it easier to create smooth animation and transitions that run at 60 FPS. Dart is known to be the language that works twice as fast as any other language in its race that is built over JavaScript, and it can perform object allocation and garbage collection without locks. The package system allows any developer to build libraries, upload them to repositories, and share them, hereby bringing consistency. The simple syntax that Dart offers can be used by named constructors which are not present in JavaScript. It allows operator overloading and also allows to pass named optional parameters in functions. It also supports string interpolation using the $sign. Dart uses clean semantics. It does not deal with undefined data, only null, and gives proper error messages. For example, an index out of range error for an array is displayed comprehensively. It follows top level variable scope and properly utilizes this pointer, amongst many others. The following are the references that you can refer to gain more insight into Dart. Building upon this knowledge, we shall continue to set up Dart and work on some basic programs. See you then.